Hi guys, glory to Jesus Christ. So, it is the eve of the Feast of the Nativity of St. John the Baptist. And I recently came across a news story that is providentially relevant to the story of St. John the Baptist. Y'all know the name Meriam Ibrahim? Okay, Meriam Ibrahim is an Orthodox Christian woman. She lives in the Sudan. And she was recently arrested. I don't think does it say when she was arrested? It was a couple months ago. She was arrested for apostatizing from Islam, but she's not a Muslim. Okay. She's an Orthodox Christian. She's married to an Orthodox Christian. She has 2 children, Orthodox Christians. Now, she was arrested, sentenced to death for being a Christian. Okay? She's never been a Muslim. You have to understand this. Never been a Muslim, but she was going to be killed for apostasy, which means leaving the faith. Well, guess what? She never was a Muslim at all. She was a Christian. But because her biological father is Muslim, the government refused to recognize that she was not. Okay. So she was heavily pregnant. She was arrested. She gave birth to her second child, shackled to the prison floor. She was going to be given 100 lashes too. You know how they like flogging people over there? Well, they were going to give her 100 after she recovered from the birth of her son. Today, her conviction was overturned. She's been released. Glory to God for that. Glory to God. I'm ecstatic. I feel like running around the neighborhood screaming about this. Was so exciting. Now, why is this relevant to St. John the Baptist, to the life of St. John the Baptist? Well, because guess what? He was not only arrested, he was actually executed for his faith. He called Herod out on the fact that he was sleeping with a woman who wasn't his wife. Herod couldn't handle it, so he threw him in prison. And then one night he threw a big bash, and he wanted Salome to dance for him and for all of the assembled, hoi polloi, hoity-toity people. And so she agreed on one condition, and it was her mother, Herodias, who actually told her to do this, but she said, okay, I'll dance for you, but I want the head of St. John the Baptist. Well, she didn't say saint. I want the head of John the Baptist on a platter. And so Herod felt that he couldn't renege on his deal, so St. John lost his life. His earthly life, that is. So here's this woman, Meriam Ibrahim. Same thing, isn't it? Now, granted, she didn't even go to the government and start accusing it of anything, let alone adultery. But she was thrown into prison, heavily pregnant. And so I was reading this blog entry by a British journalist, and this was written before she was released, and he had a chance to speak with her briefly about her situation. And, his question was, well, okay, look, you're super pregnant, you're married, you already have 1 child. Why can't you just either become a Muslim or tell them that you're a Muslim to get out of jail for the sake of your children, if not for anything else? And she just looked at him and she was like, yeah, I know that would save my life. But guess what? That's not what this is about. This is about me being true to what I know to be true, which is the gospel, which is, can you imagine the cojones that it takes for a woman to say that? For anyone, regardless of gender, but I'm saying for her to say that, especially pregnant? So glory to Jesus Christ for that release. I'm thrilled. I could make multiple videos about this. That's how thrilled I am. Let's talk about the second thing. Second thing. Again, the BBC informed me that the FBI has just rescued 168 children who were being used in a child pornography ring. Okay, apparently they had 400 agencies throughout all the world involved in trying to find these children. Law enforcement agencies. Trying to find the source of this filth, trying to get it off the internet, trying to get the tapes and the CDs and God knows what else, and trying to find the animals who kidnapped these children or were otherwise exploiting them. You know, you don't have to be kidnapped to be in child pornography. You just have to be around somebody who has evil intentions. So, you know, the saddest thing about this was I read an interview where I think it was an FBI representative was saying, well, you know, a large percentage of the kids and teens that we rescued were taken from foster care and from welfare residency situations. And they were never reported missing. The only reason that they found them was because they were with children who had been reported as missing. A lot of these people, these young people, were just thrown away like toilet paper because people didn't care about them. So it's easy to read a story like this and to get very depressed and to say, well, oh, okay, well, yeah, they had this big bust and that's good, but I'm still going to be down in the dumps because there's more children that need saving. Now, of course, there's more children that need saving, absolutely, but you know what? No, this wasn't a rescue of all children in the world, but for 168 children and adolescents, they got their lives back. They got their dignity back. They got their humanity back. Glory to God for that. I feel it's very important when we read news like this. Of course, we should be moved to compunction and moved to do even more to try to help people who are in need, such as this, truly defenseless people especially. But we also don't feel guilty about rejoicing when triumph happens, okay? Don't do that. That's a satanic lie. I'm not going to be thankful because blah, blah, blah. Garbage. I'll bet those 168 kids are thankful. Thank God for that. Glory to Jesus Christ. So, 2 awesome news stories in a single night. It's like Christmas in here. Christmas in July. So, thank God for that. You know, going back to the Meriam Ibrahim thing for a minute. I think all of us have wondered at one point or another why something like that would be allowed to happen. You know. I can't speak for God on that issue, but I'm going to give you my musings on that. I think it could be 2 things. One, for her to understand, for her to understand the depth of her faith. For her to prove to herself that even facing death, she was not going to betray Jesus Christ. Okay, so that's extremely important, of course. She has proven that her money was where her mouth is. Of course, God knew that. But now she knows. But I also believe that this is an incredible inspiration to Christians all over the world. To serious, sincere Christians who actually believe the gospel. Sometimes these things happen and we can look at them and we can say, of course, what they were going to do to her is awful. The way that she was treated while she was in prison was awful, inexcusable, but what a witness. What a testimony from somebody who believes every word that comes out of God's mouth. What a beautiful example for me, for you, and for us. So, rejoicing with her and her family. Let's go forward into tomorrow praying that God will give us the strength and the courage and the will to daily deny ourselves, to daily take up His cross, whatever form it takes in our respective situations. But grant that we would have one iota of her integrity to actually do the right thing. Even on pain of horrible, torturous death. You don't get much closer to being a living saint. So, Glory to God for rescuing her. Glory to God for giving us this incredible witness, and glory to God for releasing those poor children. Today was a good day. Alright, I gotta go to bed because I got liturgy in the morning. God bless you all. Thank you for watching and subscribing, clicking like. And more importantly, even than all of that, thank you for your prayers for me personally, and also just for people who need prayer, which is all of us, really. Thank you. It helps. It does. It makes a difference. God bless you all. I will see you in the next clip.